Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of my rant videos, one of my raw, uncut, unedited rant videos. Now, I wanted to go ahead and address a comment that I've seen frequently in my last video that I uploaded that was about Love and Hip Hop star, reality star, Miss Nikki Baby, and her baby daddy, rapper LiAngelo Ball. Okay, now specifically, the statement that I decided to comment on that people just didn't understand, that they felt like just wasn't logical of me to say, was that after Miss Nikki Baby said that LiAngelo Ball had texted her informing her that he had got Rashida Nicole pregnant, that it seemed like to me that LiAngelo Ball had decided to impregnate Rashida Nicole on purpose to get back at and spite Miss Nikki Baby, and people didn't understand that. They felt like it was dumb. They felt like that was stupid. They felt like that statement was stupid. Okay, now first things first, I want to say this: I cannot diagnose anyone. I'm not a psychiatrist. I cannot say that anybody is a narcissist, but I can say that I've definitely been in a relationship with a narcissist, so I can tell some of the narcissistic traits that go on within a person who has narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, now how can I tell some of the traits? After I got out of my relationship with a narcissist, I actually decided to do my due diligence and do my research on a narcissist, okay, the way that they act, and I ended up finding out that narcissistic people are not mindful. Also, narcissistic people love to get revenge on you. Once they are operating out of trying to get revenge, they are not being mindful and they are not thinking logical. They are just trying to do whatever will hurt you in the moment, whatever can hurt you the same way that they were hurt by whatever you did to hurt their ego or whatever you said to hurt them. I also want you guys to understand that me speaking on this channel about certain situations, especially this topic, okay, is something that I can relate to. This topic, what Miss Nikki Baby went through with LiAngelo Ball, especially at the end of their relationship, I can absolutely 100% relate to, because it was some of the same things that I experienced while I was in a relationship with a narcissist, which is why I can tell some of the traits and some of the things and some of the mind games that these people play. Okay, now let's go ahead and backtrack here, because I know a lot of you guys are probably going to wonder, well, why would LiAngelo Ball want to get revenge on his baby mother, Nikki Baby? Why would he go as far as he went? Okay, let's go ahead and backtrack to where Miss Nikki Baby and LiAngelo Ball were going back and forth on social media when Miss Nikki Baby first decided to speak out, letting it be known that she found out that he had impregnated another woman, right? LiAngelo Ball had decided to speak out. Here's his statement right here on the screen, and he let it be known that Miss Nikki Baby was continuously, while they were arguing, she was disrespecting him, I guess, what he felt like, and saying that she could get back with Floyd, she can have this guy, she can do this.
Miss Nikki Baby, weren't you texting him saying you were taking you and the kids to go see Floyd Mayweather? And we all know that Floyd don't even want you. But you keep saying that Floyd wanted to take care of you and he still love you and blah, 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 blah. And Floyd, this is not to clickbait you, I'm sorry.
LiAngelo Ball had believed that Miss Nikki Baby had cheated on him, okay? Obviously, he wanted to get his get back on Miss Nikki Baby because, one, he believed that she had cheated already because he said that she was going out a lot and he was left home with the kids during the end of their relationship. And obviously, she was saying things that would hurt his ego, like, I could get back with this person, I could have this person if I wanted to. One thing that I do know about a person who is a narcissist, you will think that after you get out of an argument with that person and things have cooled down, that everything is cool, like y'all are okay, right? But that person's ego is still hurt. So sometimes they will be in a relationship with you, they won't end things right away, but they will still hold this huge grudge on you, and they will start to do things behind your back just to get revenge on you. We have to think about the fact that it's reported that Miss Nikki Baby and LiAngelo Ball was together for years. Why would a man who was with her for years, who she said was leaving his phone open, who was loyal at one point, just decide to abruptly cheat without any protection and get another woman pregnant? Miss Nikki Baby did express during this interview that her and LiAngelo Ball was getting into tons of arguments, okay, and things were getting super disrespectful between them before he decided to abruptly just obviously start acting distant, start acting weird, and he ended up cheating on her and impregnating Rashida Nicole. Now let's go ahead and get into the second thing, right? Because I specifically let you guys know this in my last video for a reason, because this is definitely something that I've experienced as well, where basically a narcissistic person will find out that exact thing that you don't like, okay? There's healthy people who find out what you don't like. They try to figure out what's your boundaries, okay? Because they don't want to cross them. They want to make sure that they're always respecting you. It's a healthy person. But then when you're dealing with a person who may be allegedly, okay, narcissistic, you're dealing with a person who likes to find out things about you and ask questions about what you don't like just so they can do those exact things, which is something that I experienced, y'all. Y'all would never believe what I went through in a narcissistic relationship and how far this person went to try to get revenge. When they were mad, if I would, and this is why I said I can definitely relate to Miss Nikki baby, because they do get upset with you during arguments, but then when you think it's over, they're really still holding it against you and thinking of things to do to get back at you, and later on will say certain things and do certain things just to get back at you, and they will go to the lowest of the low to where you would think, yeah, that was dumb to do, or why y'all would not even believe what this person did just to try to get back. It was so I almost want to tell y'all, but I'm just not going to take it as far because this video is about Miss Nikki baby and LiAngelo Ball. But even I was thinking that way. I was like, that makes no sense. But just because you knew that this is something that I really dislike, you're deciding to do it, right? Now I'll let you guys know that Miss Nikki baby expressed during this interview months before all of this occurred between them that LiAngelo Ball actually asked her months before, what would be your deal breaker? What would make you get up and absolutely just leave me and be done with me? And Miss Nikki baby let him know, if you were to get another woman pregnant. Now, even if LiAngelo Ball didn't intentionally get Rashida Nicole pregnant, him deciding to sleep with Rashida Nicole unprotected, he knew that that could be the outcome, okay? So, like I said, for this man to literally ask Miss Nikki baby, what would be the thing that I can do that would make you leave? And then he actually do that thing, y'all. And the fact that she literally said that after he texted her and said, yeah, I did impregnate someone else, and then he ended up saying, we need to co-parent, just shows that he was already done. He was like, we need to co-parent. He wasn't even trying to fight for Miss Nikki baby. He wasn't trying to fight for their relationship. She said this in the interview that LiAngelo Ball had no intentions on trying to fight for her. He didn't even apologize to her when he gave her the news. That's how fed up he was. That's allegedly how upset he was. That's how much animosity he was holding on to. So yes, I definitely do believe that LiAngelo Ball, even if it wasn't intentional, he was operating out of revenge, trying to get revenge on Miss Nikki baby because he felt like Miss Nikki baby had hurt his ego when she was saying these things during their argument, during the end of their relationship, which, like I said, I have been through firsthand, and I had to realize, like I said, narcissistic people are not mindful. So the things that they do, it's not going to make sense. It's going to sound dumb. They're not worried about it making sense, y'all. They're not worried about it being logical, whatever they're doing. They're worried about getting revenge on you. They're worried about making you feel as low as they felt at the time when you said whatever you said to them. So like I said, it's not about being logical. It's literally at the time just about hurting you by any means necessary. This is literally how they think, by any means necessary. Like I said, y'all will not even believe what a person did that literally could have, it wasn't even safe for them. It wasn't even safe for them, but they literally did it just because this was a thing that they knew that I didn't like, and it could have, yeah. Anyways, like I said, that was the second thing, right? Now the third thing is, let's go ahead and get into the third thing, because this is really the cherry on top that it's just obvious. Like, yes, this man was definitely operating out of revenge. And then we're gonna get into the fourth thing, right? The third thing is Miss Nikki baby and LiAngelo Ball, get this, they were together for about 3 or 4 years. Miss Nikki baby, when she did her first interview with Jason Lee, I believe LiAngelo Ball was there, but she was definitely pregnant by LiAngelo LiAngelo Ball at the time, she did say that she wanted to get married, right? LiAngelo Ball ended up never marrying Miss Nikki Baby, but what is the news that we recently got from TMZ? We recently found out that LiAngelo Ball decided to secretly marry his what I would call side chick, Rashida Nicole. And we just got the reports that he ended up filing for a divorce from Rashida Nicole after only being with her or married to her for 3 months, okay? So this man decided to marry her, and then he decided to divorce her within 3 months. Now you guys tell me, why would LiAngelo Ball decide to marry a woman who he's been with only for a few months versus marry the woman that he had been with for years? Okay, what drove him to really marry Rashida Nicole? Was it love? Was it couldn't be love, because we see the way that he dogged her out during the BET Awards red carpet. So y'all really think that love drove him? He was just, let's just say he was infatuated with Rashida Nicole. He was in love with her. He did think that she was the one at first, right? He should have worked things out. Why decide to file for a divorce within 3 months? You could definitely work things out with a person if you felt like you were that much in love with them. But this is the thing, right? Nikki Baby said that she wanted to get married. She never got the ring from LiAngelo Ball. So it seems like seemingly he decided to move on to the next relationship and give Rashida what Miss Nikki Baby wanted. And like I said, if you've ever been with a narcissist, this is not foreign. Usually, typically, narcissistic ABUSE, and I'm not saying that this is what LiAngelo Ball was doing, but this is what it seems like. Usually after your relationship with them, after you guys end things, that's not when the narcissistic ABUSE stops, okay? Because that person will try to either hurt you more or still try to hurt you after that relationship. First things first, and this is the fourth thing that I was going to mention, LiAngelo Ball going so public with his relationship with Rashida Nicole was definitely disrespectful to the woman who literally just had his child. Say if things were very serious and he was genuine about his relationship with Rashida Nicole, he definitely could have kept things under the wraps. But they like to try to punish you even after the relationship and show you, this is everything that you could have had. I could have been doing this for you. Oh, you wanted this? I'm going to give it to her because you said this to hurt my ego. You were saying this, you were doing this, you hurt me really bad, so I want to hurt you. So with all of this being said, guys, I do want y'all to understand that this is my perspective from everything that I've read and seen and listened to, even that recent interview that Miss Nikki Baby did on the Jason Lee show, everything that LiAngelo Ball had posted and everything that's been reported about Miss Nikki Baby and LiAngelo Ball. This is what I got, okay? And like I said, from that interview, for Miss Nikki Baby to say, he literally asked me, what would be the one thing that would make you leave me and break up with me? And she said, if you impregnated someone else. And then he goes and does that. And like I said, even if it wasn't purposely like, I want to get Rashida Nicole pregnant, him doing that act and not protecting himself, he's a grown man. He knows what could have came out of that situation. Also, for Miss Nikki Baby for him to text Miss Nikki Baby, not even a phone call. He wasn't answering the phone for 3 days. Like, it just gives that LiAngelo Ball was over the relationship before the relationship was actually over. And this is something that Miss Nikki Baby actually expressed in that interview as well. It just gave that he was just done with the relationship because the way that he was moving was super disrespectful. There is no way that someone who, loved you and had all of this respect for you just ends up doing you that way. The way that he just did her is just, woof. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Someone who just had 2 of your kids and you decide to just up and leave them like that. And y'all telling me everything that LiAngelo Ball did to Miss Nikki Baby and how he left her was just coincidental. And none of that was revenge. So y'all telling me this is the way that men just leave you. Like, they just do you like this. And in some instances, yes, they can. But coming from a man who was there in a relationship with her for 3.5 years, and now he ends up doing this, definitely some animosity there, definitely trying to get some revenge there, even if, like I said, it wasn't, I'm going to get this other woman pregnant. But I do believe it was, because for him to up and marry Rashida within only a few months, knowing that Miss Nikki Baby wanted to be married, I just felt like that was so messed up. But I do think it's a good thing. Let's just stay on the positive side of things that LiAngelo Ball and Miss Nikki Baby, they are on better terms now. They are co-parenting. That's what Miss Nikki Baby said during her interview. And when he sees her a lot, he apologizes. Why is he apologizing, guys? Think about it. Why is he deciding to apologize every time he sees Miss Nikki Baby? Because obviously now, I don't know, they came to some type of common ground, but also it seems like he's calmed down and he realized, dang, I did all of this out of operating out of revenge. Why, when him and Miss Nikki Baby become cool again, they get grounded with each other, now they're co-parenting and they're cool again, that's when he decides to file for a divorce from Rashida Nicole? Think about it. He could have a co-parenting relationship with Miss Nikki Baby and still be married to Rashida. Why he recently do her like that on the red carpet? Okay. So yeah, you guys, I understand everybody has their own thoughts and opinions. Even if you still think it just doesn't make sense, I completely understand. One thing that I will say is that I hope a lot of you guys never encounter a narcissist or get in a relationship with a narcissist. I really pray that y'all don't. I understand that there may be some people who are watching my channel who are very young, maybe in their teen years, so they may have not experienced certain things, and I do understand that is understandable. You may not understand certain things, but you do have to understand that we don't live in a logical world. We don't live in a world where everybody is nice, everybody is pleasant and respectful. We don't live in that world. We live in a world where hurt people. We live in a world where people do some messed up and sick things. We live in a world where you do have narcissists out here, and narcissists' main goal is to get revenge on you because they feel so low within themselves. And like I said, I'm not saying that Miss Nikki Baby was perfect. I don't think that it was okay for her to be talking about, oh, I'm going to take the kids to see Floyd, I can move on to Floyd. These two were basically trying to spite each other. They were being very petty towards each other during the end of their relationship, which is why I can kind of see why their relationship ended in the first place, because it just was getting petty. And now that they're on better terms, I definitely do think, because I did see you guys in my comments section and talking about how Tasha K said they're getting back together. I do think that LiAngelo Ball wants to get back together with Nikki Baby, but I absolutely don't think that Nikki Baby would do it and that she wants to do it. I agree with her. She would never feel secure within that relationship because of what he did in the first place. If I was Miss Nikki Baby, I would definitely stay away, no matter if that is my baby daddy and I have my first 2 kids by him. I think that she can stand strong and stand on business and make sure she stays away, but maybe these two will get back together later on. We'll have to wait to see. I will keep you guys updated on that if I do see any more information on these two. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Please understand that this is a rant video, guys, so it's not going to be a perfect video. It's just me going on a rant, talking about things, not one of my super edited, reported videos. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching Room for Tea. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you guys in my next video. Have a blessed rest of your night.